Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to turn the Oracle card template into your very own branded template for your niche in your brand colors. In SoulForge Founders, in the Alchemist AI Toolkit, we have more than 30 different tools and templates for you to use for your practice and for your business. All of the templates are commercial use, and we're going to be highlighting the Burn the Imposter deck today, because while it is really good, you can go ahead and use it anytime you want for your own self-sabotage in business. That's the genre that it is created for. Basically, what it does is you can draw a card at random. My voice belongs in the conversation. You could use this as a journaling prompt, as an affirmation for the day. You can draw multiple cards. You can reflect on the card, so you can write a reflection about it. You can browse the full deck. So here's all of the cards. You can reflect on each of those. And so this is such a great tool for yourself if you're dealing with self-sabotage, or if you'd like to, you can take this deck and change it for your business and your practice. Now, if you'd like to change it for your very own niche in your very own colors, let's talk about the first steps to do that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and click on this preview. This is going to take you to the Claude artifact, and you can just go ahead and click in copy. From here, we're going to go ahead and open up Claude, and we're going to go ahead and paste that in. And we're going to say, I would like to change this Oracle card template to a different ideal client and purpose. Okay, so right now it's specifically created for affirmations and reflections. You can keep that format if you want, but I'm going to show you how to change the format to Oracle cards. Let's change the format to Oracle cards, and let's make them all about goddesses. Okay, so I said I'd like to change this Oracle card template to a different ideal client and purpose. Let's change the format to Oracle cards. Let's make them all about goddesses. So each one should have a short lesson, short message that relates to the corresponding goddess or divine feminine archetype. This should be magical and empowering and really fit into the goddesses archetype. Okay, so now what I'd also like to do is define a color story. And one of the things that I really like to do is just to go to Pinterest. So let's go ahead and pop into Pinterest. I'm thinking like a magical forest vibe. So let's search magical forest. And let's see what kind of stands out. I'm thinking like blues and purples would be really nice. I really kind of like this one because it's got both the dark and the light. So let's go ahead and copy this image and drop that in. I'm attaching an image to the color story and magical style. Please use magical elements. Now for me, I'd probably, if you have a pro account, you're going to want to go ahead and use Opus 5. This is really good at creating artifacts. So let's go ahead and send it. If you're on a free plan, one of the things that you want to do to conserve your usage is every time you get a result, you're going to want to open up a brand new chat and bring it over. So for example, once I get the result back, I'm going to download it onto my computer. I'm going to open up a new chat and I'm going to put it directly in and continue the conversation from there. The reason why this is good is because Claude has to reread the whole code base every single turn. So it's actually best to use multiple windows to create your artifact if you're on the free plan. If you're on the free plan, a few other things that you can do is to make sure all of your revisions are in one fell swoop. So instead of saying, okay, please change this, okay, please change this, okay, like going back and forth, you're going to want to put all revisions into one message and then send it through. This will enable you to use less usage for the same project. If you are on the free plan, just assume that it's probably going to take you multiple sittings in order to get your project done. But other than that, the lower usage, there's no difference between the free plan and the pro plan. You might have access to slightly different models. When you're using an artifact, just use the highest model that you have. Okay, and we have got our first version of this artifact, and already I absolutely love this. Look at how beautiful it is. We've got these floating embers that look like pretty stars. We've still got the draw a card. So here is the goddess, and it's actually broken into the different elements, which I love. I think that's pretty cool. Your work has a season, match your pace with the one you're actually in. Cut one thing from this week's list and let it wait. I love this. We've got sit with her for the journaling. So maybe I could journal so that I write the journal in and actually saves it to the journal. I love the color palette. I love this gradient right here. I think it's beautiful. You're going to want to try out everything. So here we've got browse the full deck. So we have the different colors for these different elements. We've got the fire goddesses, we've got water goddesses, earth goddesses, air and ether. You can click into them and you can do your journaling there. You can add your own goddess to the bottom, so there's still the element of being able to add your own. So then basically what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to read everything over, look at it really good, check functionality, check background, all of this sort of thing. I love this. I think this is great, but let's talk about how to do changes. It still says made for the Alchemist AI Toolkit down here, which is definitely what I want for my version of this deck. You will want to add your own footer to it. Make sure that if this is a freebie, you are advertising yourself, making sure that there's a link to the most relevant offer for this freebie. Make sure the button is nice and big too. If you're actually making a button for a freebie, you want it to be an actual button. You want it to stand out. You want a call to action to be down there. So let's go ahead and say, let's add a call to action for a fictional creator. Let's say her offer is the goddess connection 4-week program. Insert a fictional URL. And let's change the aesthetic. I'm just going to find a different picture. So you can be using your brand aesthetic. You can find a Pinterest image like what I'm doing here. You can take an image of your Instagram and upload to show Claude your aesthetic. And by the way, you can do this not just on Claude, but on any AI. Okay, so let's add a call to action for creator and a button at the bottom instead of let's also change the aesthetic to the attached image. Okay, so now basically what we're doing is we're updating the footer, making sure that we have a button to this offer. We're also asking for a new aesthetic to be applied. And we're going to go ahead and send that through. So you can ask for anything that you want. If you notice anything, if you notice the wording is off for anything, just go ahead and make sure to speak up on that. If you don't like the background, if you want another background, in the Alchemist AI Toolkit, we actually do have spiritual backgrounds and a UI kit. So if you are a little stumped on your background, you can come here. And we have luxury backgrounds, we have mystical backgrounds, and you can actually apply those just by copying this and say use this background. Okay, so let's go ahead and send this through. Okay, so now we have the new deck. We do have join the goddess connection down here. So now we have a little advertisement, definitely a big call to action. I'd probably make it a little bit smaller than that, but we've got this call to action now. So now your person can pull their card or browse the full deck. And it is in this different color palette. Look at added these butterflies. How cute is that? So anyway, after you have decided it's perfect, after you've done all the revisions that you can, you have your link at the bottom, everything looks just right, then you can go ahead and click and publish the artifact. When you publish on Claude, I don't think you can do this with any other AI, but you can on Claude. When you publish on Claude, you will get this link right here. And then you can give this link to other people and they will be able to open that artifact. They'll be able to use it. They'll be able to see your offer if it's a freebie. So this is the public link that you're going to give out for that. Now, if you don't want to use a Claude published artifact link, you can always publish it on your own. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing that I recommend is a free GitHub account. GitHub is basically a file system. So once you've signed up for your free GitHub account, you're going to go ahead and go back to your conversation with Claude and say, could you please package this in an HTML? It is an HTML. So you can see right up here. If it's not, sometimes it's going to be a JSX. You're going to go ahead and ask, please package this in an HTML. Since it already is, I'm just going to download that HTML. We're going to save this as index.html. It has to be exactly index.html, no capitalization. So after we get the file downloaded, we're going to go to GitHub, we're going to create a new repository, and we're going to name whatever we want that link to be named. So let's say Oracle Goddess -Oracle. And then we're going to make sure it's public. We're going to add a README, and we're going to create the repository. From there, it's going to open up the place where you add a file. So we're just going to upload the file, just like this. We're going to go to She Speaks, index, commit changes. Now it takes a few minutes to process, but we're going to go to settings, we're going to go to pages, and we're going to deploy this from the main branch and click save. That's all we have to do. From here, I usually just kind of sit around for a minute and I just refresh. It usually takes no more than 2 minutes before it is live and on the web. Okay, so once it's live, you will notice it pops up this little box at the top of your GitHub pages, and it actually has the link. So this is the link that you're going to want to give out to people. And all you have to do is copy it here. It's going to have your username for your GitHub, and then it's going to have whatever you have named your repository. And then you have a live artifact on the web in just a few minutes. If you like this version of the Goddess Oracle deck, I'm going to go ahead and put it into SoulForge Founders today. You'll be able to find it in the Alchemist AI Toolkit down here in the templates. I'll go ahead and put it right here with the other Oracle card template.